From the outside, it's appealing. So much so, the Australian Prime Minister, Paul Keating, paid a handsome sum for it. But the Prime Minister's new house comes with some added extras. There are said to be spirits trapped within the walls of St. Kevin's. For hundreds of thousands of years, this tranquil harbour lay undisturbed. Ancient tribes of Aborigines roamed the bushland along its foreshores. Then, more than 2 centuries ago, all that changed. The white man arrived. Monuments to progress sprang up in old Sydney town. Among them, stately homes. St. Kevin's was one of the stateliest and one of the most tragic. Built in the late 1800s for a fashionable doctor and his family, it's had a checkered history. Soon, St. Kevin's will have a new owner, an illustrious one at that.
For a man who described himself as the most conservative leader the Liberal Party has ever had.
The Australian Prime Minister, Paul Keating, has paid a small fortune for this historic mansion in the heart of modern-day Sydney. But maybe he and his family have taken on more than they bargained for. For more than 100 years, there have been rumours of a ghost in St. Kevin's. At times, a frock-coated gentleman, often a hoop-skirted lady. The dark facade of the Australian Prime Minister's new home jealously guards the secrets that lie within its walls.
Only these walls and bricks could talk to us and tell us a few stories.
The Keatings purchased St. Kevin's from fine arts dealer John Williams. And when they move in, they may find more than one long-time resident who stubbornly refuses to move out.
I know what I saw, and I just hope they're friendly.
What John Williams saw was disturbing, enough to baffle the most practical person. But he does have his suspicions. After all, strange things are said to have happened at St. Kevin's, and relatives of the original owners have told him strange tales about their haunted family home. John Williams was inside the house, his focus on fine pieces of art. Suddenly, he heard strange noises and laughter from the courtyard. The housekeeper was out. John Williams thought he was alone. Out of the corner of one eye, he saw a party of people sweep into the house. Most vividly, a woman in mid-blue. She did not exist. None of them did.
As I looked up, the party of people just swept into the door alongside me here, swept into the house as if they owned the house. And I assumed that the housekeeper had come back with some other clients or friends that she'd met. She normally goes out this back way. But after a while, when I didn't hear any more noise inside, I thought I'd better investigate. And of course, there was no one there. It was very spooky.
A party of people, including a lady in a blue hoop skirt and a gentleman in a frock coat. A lady and a gentleman John Williams saw, but who, in reality, were not there.
He has a great depth to his character. He is highly intuitive. He's a very astute man, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he saw things like that. It stands to reason that he would, in a house like that.
Leonora Jackson has studied the fields of parapsychology, metaphysics and hypnotherapy. She also believes she's had psychic gifts since she was a child. Leonora was called in to investigate the rumours that St Kevin's, the Prime Minister's new home, is haunted.
The general feeling in there is warm, friendly, cosy in fact, considering the size of the house. But there were little pockets of difficulty in there.
John Williams says that even today, some people feel uncomfortable in the house. Some are nervous about being in certain rooms alone. His housekeeper, for one, is convinced she's seen one of the ghosts. And then there was this.
I remember we were all sitting in the breakfast room, and this chap said, "Oh, you have a ghost here." And we were a bit surprised, and he said, "Oh, don't worry, he's perfectly friendly, he's just gone into the dining room." And I think we must have pressed him as to what this apparition was wearing, and he said it seemed to be something like an old-fashioned frock coat.
John Williams believes the frock-coated gentleman in question could be the only son of the original owner. Like his father, he was a doctor, and he's thought to have died at St Kevin's in mysterious circumstances, possibly by his own hand.
My feeling is that he never was good enough in his own eyes to please his father. Also, he felt inadequate. He wasn't God. He couldn't heal people every time. I don't think he actually committed suicide exactly, but I do believe he was on a path where he felt he was inadequate, and he slowly went down in that way, and it was a sad thing.
There's no doubt St Kevin's has retained all its original 19th century charm. Whether it's also retained some of its original residents is another matter. One the new owner, the Australian Prime Minister, may well want to investigate.